morning. The sun is out. Welcome to this week's edition of Crocus Watch. Look at these. I planted a bazillion purple crocuses, if you remember, back in videos from autumn. And here they are, look at them. Beautiful little things. And then my hellebores. They're called Ice and Roses for the fact fans among us. Very resilient strand. And I know I say this every week, everybody, but it is really feeling like spring. There is a warmth in the air that was not there. And it lifts the spirits, doesn't it? And I'm going to show you here as well. Got some daffs. Aren't they lovely? Little vase of daffodils, transporting me to the warmth of spring. Which leads me to say, how are you all? How's things? What's new? I've had a load of friends here for the weekend for a friend's birthday, which I think you would define as very jolly. We had a really nice time. So I watched the BAFTAs. Did anybody else watch? I have not seen that film, I swear, that won all the awards about someone with Tourette's. I saw the trailer, thought it was incredible, then obviously did nothing about it because I forgot. But I'm so thrilled he won all those awards, the lead, and he deserves it. You know, he beat like Leonardo DiCaprio, Timothy Chalamet, all these people. He looks so shocked. It was kind of incredible to see. And Alan Cumming, as you know, previous co-host of this series, was just brilliant. I was very proud of him. He just sort of was so good when he did this sort of skit where he had to go into the audience and offer people like British snacks. So he offered like Leonardo DiCaprio some hobnobs or something. It was very funny. And he looked amazing. He had all these different outfits. And Traitors, I feel, because he hosts Traitors in America and it's been such a huge thing, it is so aligned with Alan's sort of specific brand of joy and how he is mischief and playful, and he was doing all these outfit changes at the BAFTAs, sort of in line with the fact that he wears so many outfits in Traitors, and yeah, just makes me very happy, very proud. And funnily enough as well, he's sort of the perfect person to host the BAFTAs, because do you remember we used to do 7 Degrees of Separation? We used to play a game which was like 7 Degrees of Alan Cumming, and it would be like it was called Celebrity Roulette or something, and it was like, how could you get a link to Alan, because Alan has been in a film with everyone, and so he was there like with Emma Stone, who he did a movie with, and all these people in the audience like he knows really well. So it was really sweet, thoroughly enjoyable, I believe is the correct parlance. Let me start. Shall I start the proper way as well? Welcome to Homo Sapiens. My name's Chris Sweeney. I will be your host today. Hello at Homo Sapiens Podcast is our email address. I really would like you all to email in. I would also like you to nominate yourself or someone you know for gender-affirming underwear. We are raising money for Not a Phase this season. Get in touch. Just trying to log into my husband's iPhone. I've done something completely strange. So I now log in. How funny, I log in, the first thing that comes up is Alan Cumming handing Timothy Chalamet some scampies and Kylie Jenner some wine jammy dodgers. Ha! So what I do is I have Instagram on William's old phone so that then I don't have it on my phone. Somehow in that process, I managed to somehow get all of his voicemails onto my phone, my other phone. So now I have all his voicemails and they're going to me, but I don't think they're going to him. So I believe the saying is problematico. So if anyone could tell me how I undo that. It just seems so odd. Like, how does that even happen? I don't quite understand how you can get someone's voicemails. I wasn't logged in as him. Anyway, I'm very in a thing about trying not to let social media take over my life in terms of when I'm working. So I'm just trying to be a bit more like not having it on my phone, all that kind of stuff. And it is actually really nice. So then when I go on, I actually go on in a sort of, I think the saying would be in a thoughtful manner. You know, I'm actually engaging with why I'm on there, whereas sometimes you're just sort of floating around. I don't know if anyone else opens up social media and then you just get stuck looking at something because it's all very interesting, isn't it? I find it very interesting. I follow all these accounts about like facts about the universe and stuff. So sucked in. Like, here's 10 things you never knew about the universe. And you're like, oh my God. All of this is to say, thank you for your lovely reaction to our episode with Roxy, from editor of Diva magazine, who I adore. And we did lesbian dating cliches, talking about being a U-Haul lesbian. We did the sort of top 3 lesbian dating cliches, and lots of people saying, I'm 2 of those 3, I'm 1 of those 3. We talked about Roxy's wild sapphic youth, and talking about, is there like hookup culture and lesbian culture in the same way? Someone said, I'm doing my very best. Where did they say it? It said, I'm doing my very best to create all the hookup culture I can. Rocket and Hummus said, can confirm it exists. Then someone said this, which I don't understand what this means. So if anyone listening, or the person who wrote it, can tell me, it would be very helpful. Gay male equals hookups. But many of the gay guys I've known are in long-term relationships. My partner almost only knew long-term gay men before they met me. I just don't know what that means. Luke wrote in saying, I was so with Chris on this episode. Oh my God, I think I might be a lesbian. Luke being a man. And the reason I said that is I was saying, someone called me a lesbian basically and said, oh, you're, because you fall in love with people, you're not very hookup-y. And it's interesting, isn't it? I suppose it's about creating space for there to be all kinds of people who have all kinds of feelings. And also, I think there can be a bit of pressure to seem like you want to have loads of sex with loads of different people. Not always true. Phil, however, has been in touch because if you remember Phil, he won Jessie Ware's sourdough starter. Jessie Ware's sourdough starter was donated by Jessie, and he has posted a picture of his first sourdough made with Helen, Jessie's starter. Phil, I'm just going to say it is a triumph. What a beautiful crust, what a beautiful bake, lovely air holes. Mwah, chef's kiss. A question for the Irish GP, Dr. Gareth Patterson, has come in. Everyone, we're doing that today. We're recording that today. So if you've got a question you want to ask, send it in. I'm recording that later. Hello, Chris. Later today, meaning the day this has come out. So you have some time. Not loads, but some. Firstly, I would like to say hello. Firstly, I would like to say I bloody love your podcast. I was very late to the party, only discovered it last year and spent months binging old episodes. Delighted to hear that. Thank you so much to this writer. I'm not saying their name because they then go on to ask a question and I haven't read it yet, so I don't know if they want it to be anonymous. I have a question for the Irish doctor. I read that PrEP may have an impact on gut health. Is this true? If so, I assume the combo of Doxypep and PrEP together is a double whammy. Is there any advice or guidance so he can provide on best ways to try and protect sexual health while maintaining gut health? What was I talking about last week, everybody? Myota, that gut health thing I bought. I have actually been taking it as well. Not every day, but interesting. I've heard this as well because I will talk to Dr. Gareth Patterson about this. Because I'm aware you're not asking me, you're asking the doctor in the house, which is rather wise. But I would like that demystified too, because people say that Doxypep is essentially an antibiotic, and that does mess with your gut health, I understand. Yeah, there we go. We will ask that to Dr. Gareth. On a completely different topic, I would like to say, this is back to the email, I'd like to say how much I love the warmth and inclusivity of your pod. I'm a cis gay man and have always struggled with the stereotypically catty, bitchy side of the gay scene. But your show is inclusive, warm, open-hearted, super interesting, and very funny. Although I did find some of the Ryan O'Connell episode really amusing, I found the shade thrown at you, the jibes about your wholesome lifestyle, etc., quite jarring, and not really in the spirit of the inclusivity you've created. I thought you handled it brilliantly, but it didn't sit very well with me. Anyway, I know this was months ago, but I thought I'd mention it as I was emailing. Anyway, thank you. That's a very lovely email. And yeah, I think I've said this already, but like, Ryan is a bullshit detector almost, and I think that's why he teases. I really love Ryan, and I also think he sort of stretches me because I think we can settle into ideas we have of ourselves, and I think it's important to be challenged there is something about Ryan which is about play. You know, like he'll be very controversial for want of a better word, but he's always kind of mucking around, and he loves just saying what people won't say, and I think in a way that's probably one of the things I love about him. You know, but yeah, totally. He can be very affronting. Like that whole conversation was quite affronting. But he also, you know, like I pushed back on him, and that's why I love him because he was like, cool, you know, yeah. He it's also like Ryan is a big thinker and he's trying to work it all out. And I have learned loads over the years of being around him, and I think I've learned loads about how to nip shame in the bud. That's a really sort of feels like a precise way of saying it. Ryan will not let shame be in his life. And I think that's also slightly to do with his history of having cerebral palsy. And, you know, he has experienced a lot of shame around that. That's kind of what his show special was about. Once you have probably been too misguided by shame, I think you therefore decide you're never going to let it guide you again. He is part of the great fabric of life, and he inspired the great fabric of the queer community, I would say. But also, yeah, like it's, you know, you go into battle with Ryan when you chat with him, and I totally hear you on that. What else have we got in the inbox? Is there anything else? I got an email from someone called Christopher Rashad yesterday. Hey Chris, I hope you're doing well. I am ID Style, a New York-based indie pop artist, and I have a new single dropping on the 26th of March 2026 called FML, meaning Find My Light. The record blends dance pop energy with a deeply personal message about losing your spark and having the courage to reclaim it. As a queer artist, this song is about rediscovering resilience and choosing your light even in darker moments. I would love to share it with your audience and explore a feature or interview if it feels aligned. So, Instagram, I am ID Style is this person's Instagram address. Go and have a listen to their music. I listened to the song, I thought it was fab. So thank you for that. And let's have even more queer artists climbing up those charts. Has anyone heard Jessie Ware's new single, Ride? It's got the Ennio Morricone hook, I suppose that's the hook. What's the word? Sample. It's very good. And all I'm going to say is there are big things coming from her. There are very exciting things coming from her. I'm very excited to see what happens in the next few weeks. And sorry, we had two co-hosts at the BAFTAs. Did you see her host? Did you see her sing? She did a Barbara Streisand song. No, yeah, Barbara Streisand. The Way We Were. She sang over the sort of in memoriam bit, and it was so cool, like proper shivers down your spine. It was amazing, wasn't it? Who saw it? Who loved it? Write it. Which leaves me just to say, thank you, listeners, for being a part of this wonderful family. Welcome all those who are new listening as well. Welcome to the family. We are a happy bunch. Oh, I was going to tell you the date for the next dog walk. The 30th of May is the next Homo Sapiens dog walk. It is Saturday, the 30th of May. It will be same time, same place, Regent's Park, 1 o'clock. We'll talk about it more, but anyway, that is the date. It is locked, loaded, and announced. Just a reminder that if you would like to nominate yourself or someone you know to have some gender-affirming underwear bought for them, we are raising money for Not a Phase this season. Please do nominate them. Write in with all your thoughts on things. hello@homosapienspodcast.com, @Homo Sapiens on Instagram. Thank you very much for listening. It's been a delight, as ever. Ta-ra for now.